red team or nation state attacker. Hmm. So APT is nothing but a advanced persistent threats. Okay. So in these kind of attack, the attacker have a different mode. In traditional attack, suppose you want to perform DOS, you are simply using a basic command for sending a flow of packet to a specific server. Okay. In that scenario, the simple security mechanism can stop, or by the SOC, it can be manually logged. Okay. And also, your IP will be visible to the target. And here, we don't have any lateral access. It is a one-time step. You have done that, it's successful or unsuccessful. Now you are out from that. But when it comes to a continue or constant attack, okay, suppose you find a vulnerability in any server, you just could deliver a basic virus there. Now that virus will lead to a back channel from okay, or may give you a C2 control. After that, you are using that C2 control very safely that your ID is not revealing to them. You can use that for a long time. So that is basically an advanced attack technique. Okay, so it is basically used in APT like advanced persistent threat. Then the red teams. We have a concept of red team. So red team also use these techniques. Nation state actors. Okay, so we usually call state sponsor hackers. So they are using this. Now, what are the core techniques? So core techniques refers to the fundamental tactics used by skilled attackers to infiltrate, okay, persist, exploit, and exfiltrate data from a target environment. Okay. So these techniques are often mapped in framework like Mitre and Attack, okay, ATT and CK, and are reused across multiple attack campaigns. So let's understand in simple word what is the basic difference between a traditional attack technique and advanced attack technique. In traditional, we are performing the attack either active or passive, and we are fulfilling our tasks in a limited time period. After that, we don't have any access of that system. But when it comes to advanced attack technique, it's a complete planned technique. Okay, our target is fixed. We are going for a complete overview of target. We are deploying our payload. We are waiting for the right moment. We are fulfilling our objective. Then we are going for more. We are doing the privilege acceleration. Okay. And then we are doing data exfiltration and all. So that the target will be in our, you can say that in our control for a long time. Okay. So that we can manipulate or take access on multiple things. I will explain these two frameworks, Mitra and Natar. Now, what are the core techniques? So this is a simple definition. Let's see few core techniques. The first thing, social engineering attack. Nowadays, when it previously it was not in advanced attack technique, but nowadays we can say that this is also an advanced attack technique. Okay, where attacker manipulate individual. So why this is because nowadays we can see that we are getting a very sophisticated email or any kind of phishing attempt towards us. So it seems like that are customizable for us only. Okay. Previously, there was an application which providing online movie streaming. Okay. So the whole service is providing properly, but there are some you can say that some strict or some techniques where the that app is taking access of your data and all. So you can see that the target audience, those who are using the website and all to download the videos. Okay. So basically, in social engineering, also spear phishing, that is a complete advanced hacking technique. Okay, spear phishing and whaling. All of you know what is spear phishing and whaling.
Whaling focuses on like business people's.
And spear phishing.
Targeting a specified target person.
Phishing is like targeting a specific individual in an organization or within an organization. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Spear phishing is something. Suppose I want to done a social engineering attack campaign on student. So if I will go on student only, so that's a simple phishing. But
Sir,
if I will
phishing.
target, hmm, yes,
Sir, phishing is done on a common aspect like a common user. They will create a duplication of particular email or a website or any of the thing. Where in whaling, it basically target the CEO of the company or the manager, head of the companies that will directly means they will make their system authorize access unauthorized access, or they will do some of the bugs over there and grant their permissions.
yes, yeah, correct. So in spear phishing, what we are doing, we are basically targeting a limited, or you can say that a fixed number of people, group of people, or individual. Where in whaling, what we are doing, we are targeting the people with high authority. It may be your CEO, CMO, CFO, or any kind of MP, MLA, or minister, anyone, or you can say that any movie actor. Okay, so that is whaling. We are going for a big target.
So I have a doubt.
Yes, yes.
So spear phishing like is targeting a specific individuals in a specific organization. But
Mhm.
in that specific organization, the individual maybe in the targeted individual maybe can maybe a high level access in like you said a CEO CFO. So how does this distinguish between whaling and this spear phishing?
Okay, so let's understand. When we are targeting a high authority individual, okay, so high authority individual, it means that first thing they have maximum control over the system. The second thing, they are individual on a safe position. So we need to create a proper safe channel of phishing. In spear phishing, what we are doing, suppose we have CEO who are in authority. If we target a single CEO, that is willing. But when we target a group of CEO, then it will become spear phishing. Also, when it comes to lower level, suppose student. So if I want to target only you, like Rahul, so that will be a spear phishing. But if I will target a group of students from Infotact, so in spear phishing, we want a unit. Okay. Suppose in your condition, you are the unit, but you don't have any authority. So that phishing attacks comes in spear phishing. If I will
So
target the, yes,
so basically, with that means like peer phishing means if we target, for example, if we target a group of high-level executives, it can become peer phishing.
yes,
So
sure.
in the context of whaling, with this said example, if we target a specific individual with high-level executive access, that becomes whaling, right?
Yeah, that is the definition. But when it comes to high level individual, so we usually don't use spear phishing because look, on general perspective, we have normal people or common people. They have a, you can say that, a collective approach. Okay. If you wanna buy a car, okay, so it may be your. I'm giving example. It it may cost around 20 lakh or 25 lakh. But if a CEO want, so it will go for a specific collection. That is the core concept. So when we are targeting the CEO, CM, or anyone like that, so we are creating complete phishing structure according to them only. But when it comes to a group of people which belongs to a single unit, then it may be a common structure for all. Right? Got the point?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay. Then we have business email compromise. Okay. So in this condition, attacker impersonate trusted contacts to the device
Hel-
employees. Yes.
Sir, as Rahul said that we have to classify that a CEO or a someone is there. Sir, if we if we directly gather the information, first step of VAPT or in cybersecurity expert is information gathering. So
Hmm.
if we are doing the information gathering, the classification became easier in that
Yes.
perspective. Yeah.
Sure.
So the first step is information gathering. After that we will get if an website is exploitable, or if we can do the SQL injection, we can directly go to the database and find the admin credentials, that credential, or maybe directly executed by the hacker or someone, so it may be used as theft.
Okay. When you are performing any kind of injection attack or going into that context, so it is not a part. It will not be a part of phishing. It will be a part of cybercrime. Okay. You need to understand one basic thing. Phishing, usually this is not a cyber crime. If you are doing phishing, then it will it will be treated as fraud in majority of cases until unless you are not breaking Indian IT law. In phishing, what we are doing, we are simply sending mail, message, or any audio clip or calling. Right? We are communicating over any channel, and in our communication, we are giving some fake information, or we are pretending to be some other person. So that is not a kind of cyber attack. So hello.
Yeah, sir, got it. But the
Okay.
I wants to clear the information gathering part.
Okay, that is a part of cyber kill chain where the first step is a recognition. So anyhow, we study phishing in our cyber security, phishing kind of attack in cyber security. For that also, we need to follow the cyber kill chain. But there, due to the sub technology barrier, that scenario will not be treated as cyber crime. That will be treated as fraud only. So, got my point? Are you clear? Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay. Yeah, monitoring and information gathering can be okay. In cyber chain, we have basically 7 steps. It starts from recognition, then weaponization, then delivery, exploitation, installation, C2, and then data exfiltration. Okay, or somewhere it may be your fulfilling the objective like this. But these are the part of cyber kill chain. Now we have business email compromise. Here, attacker impersonated trusted contact of device employees. Okay. In this campaign, often involves fraudulent transfer request, and these attacks can lead to a significant financial loss. Here, what attackers are doing, they are just compromising the email, and over the email communication, they are Usually, their motive to gain some financial profit. Okay. Then we have malware deployment techniques. Now, in this case, attacker use malware to gain persistent access to system. Now, it may be your Trojan rootkit or any kind of virus involved. So, malware is nothing but a malicious piece of code, and according to the behavior, or you can say the configuration of that code, we are classifying that into different parts. Also, they have different objectives. So in malware deployment also, usually we can see that once, for example, take example of Trojan. Your Trojan can bypass all the security mechanism, but there may be some hint, or you can say there's some log that indicate the risks. So for avoiding the alert mechanism, it will be in the system for few time. After that, it will start the working. Okay. And for malware delivery method range from email attachment to driver download, or anyhow you are just sending a message and that message contain malware. After that, we have APTs, advanced persistent threats. APTs are long-term targeted campaigns against specific organization. Guys, just wait for 1 minute and I will be right back. Okay. So APTs are long-term targeted campaigns against specific organizations. They often involve stealthy and multi-stage attack technique. Now, APT, what is the main issue? It is stealth. Stealth means from a traditional security mechanism, it cannot be identified. Okay, and it have multi-stage, so it will go into your system, and it will work in different stage. So you are not getting a single log for a specific event. Instead of that, you are this APT is creating log in multiple blocks. Okay, so by this, suppose you have a secure environment or SOC, security operation center. So they are simple, or you can say that the traditional rules are not able to detect this. APT actor aims to steal sensitive data or disturb the operation. So on multi-stage, it can steal your data. Okay, and also when it is on its you can that you say that it on its top, so it will disturb the system operations. Then we have zero-day exploitation. Now, zero-day exploitation is something uh, from this every organization usually face issue. In zero-day exploitation, suppose some vulnerabilities are there. Now, the vendor of software or the organization who's creating this software, they also don't have any update for vulnerability. For example, we all are using WhatsApp. There will be a vulnerability in WhatsApp, and that vulnerability find today only. Okay, so that vulnerability available in public domain, but no any security patches there. So as WhatsApp team need some time to create a security patch, And in between that time, if attack is there, so we don't have any security mechanism for that. Okay. So in that condition, attacker exploit these flaws before patch are released. Okay. And they pose significant risks due to the lack of available defense. So all the defense mechanisms, they are not able to tackle that issue. Then we have supply chain attack. Attacker compromise third-party vendors, infiltrate target organizations. In supply nowadays, like lots of website and web application or any infrastructure, they have different vendor for different objective. Okay, in development we basically using APIs and all. Also, we are relying on different organizations. So, what attackers usually doing? They are using third-party vendors. Okay, and by the input of that vendor, they are delivering their payload into the organization system. Okay, so these attacks can introduce malicious code into trusted software. Now, you suppose you have a website. Okay, and for a specific image, you are using a third party vendor. So he will store image and give you a URL so that you can save space in your local database or in your cloud or any database what you are using. Now attacker will what attacker will do? He will change that specific URL. Now you don't have any security mechanism because for you that is a trusted vendor. Okay. So due to that also some vulnerability or you can say that some malicious code can be introduced in your software. Then we have fileless attack. These attacks do not rely on traditional malware files stored on disks. They utilize legitimate tools like PowerShell or Windows management. Windows management instrumentation. This approach makes detection more challenging. In fileless, what basically we do, we are using PowerShell directly instead of storing the malware or malicious code into a file in your disk. Okay. Then we have living off the land (LOTL) techniques. In these, attackers use legitimate system tools to control malicious activity. Okay. These techniques involve exploiting PowerShell or VMI and other native utility. Basically, what in this condition, attackers are compromising the legitimate tool which are present in the system. These methods help create signature-based detection system. Then we have C2 communication, the command and control. So in this, attacker basically established a covert channel to control compromised system remotely. Okay. Basically, in these kind of attack, attacker have a access of your complete system via terminal. Okay. So these techniques include DNS tunneling or HTTP and peer-to-peer network. The command and control communication, it is essential for maintaining long-term access. When we are going for APT, in that also we are going for C2 communication. And then we have data exfiltration technique. Attacker in this attacker use various methods to steal sensitive data without detection. Basically, look, if we directly create a channel from the target to my machine or to attacker machine, there are high possibility to get in. You can say get in light. The defense will find that. But in data exploration, we are basically what we are doing. We are converting the format of data, or we are transferring data through different channels. Okay. Basically, these techniques basically include stenography or encrypted channel and cloud storage also. Then we have deep fake and synthetic media in attack. Nowadays, this is in trend. Attacker utilize deep fake technology to impersonate individual. Okay, so now all of you know what is deep fake. Hello,
Yes, sir.
yeah, what is deep fake?
Deepfake is taken is kind of an AI generated video with a face like with reference from photos from our social media and all. It creates an fake AI video of us.
Yeah. It basically provide motion into an image. Okay,
Yeah.
AI
Yes.
face swap or up. So it basically provide motion into image. Synthetic media basically what we are doing. Anyhow, whenever you have any kind of authentication system through biometric or through face or through anything, it is the system is treating that as a media. So with the help of this technology, we can bypass them. So we will send a media file, and the system will treat that media file and feel that on outside of system there is a legitimate user. Okay. Now recognizing is difficult, but it is very important. Verifying the authenticity. Now exploiting cloud infrastructure. Nowadays also like nowadays we are shifting from traditional databases or traditional servers to cloud. Okay. So attackers are also moving towards this. So in this attacker target misconfigured or vulnerable cloud services. Basically, these techniques involve account hijacking or API abuse. When we are using cloud technology, so we are basically going for API. We are relying on that. Okay. By that API only we are communicating or transferring the data. So attacker can misuse that API, or if we have some security misconfiguration, attacker can hijack. Okay. Can anyone say what is the difference between capture and hijack?
Sir, hijacking is basically like active form of attack, and capturing is like passive form.
Okay. Yeah, that is look. In capturing, suppose there is a communication and we captured that communication. Now we can do the alteration also, then it will be active. Okay. So we have some capturing mechanism where this is in passive, but the main difference in capture, we usually capture the data, and from our side, we are giving input and altering the data. In hijacking, we are forcing, we are not giving any command, we are forcing. For example, take a case of plane hijack. When the plane is hijacked, so do the hijacker fly the plane? The plane is being flight by the pilot only, but they have control over the pilot. Okay, so that is something hijacking. Now, this kind of attack can be happen for on cloud infrastructure, and we have AI and machine learning in attack. Now, as AI, look, AI is a technique which can boost up your work. Okay, so if anyone having good hacking skill, so with the help of AI, he can boost his work. Okay, so cyber criminals leverage AI to enhance attack, okay, precision and precision. Basically, we can go for a precise attack. Then these techniques include automated spear phishing and adapting malware. Okay. Now the defense strategy must also incorporate AI to detect sophisticated threat. Then we have some post-compromise technique. Okay, attacker maintain access through backdoors and privilege exploration. So what post-compromisation technique is? This is usually happening. Uh, for example, if my target is any XYZ organization, so what I will do, I will perform a simple attack which will be found and be stopped. Okay, and by that time only, we are just keeping a simple backdoor, or we are just keeping a simple malware. Now, as we are pretending to do some other kind of attack, and the defense team or defense mechanism is ensure that we have stopped that successfully. So they are now they are moving to other work. But on very root, we have a simple malware or a backdoor, or you can say that anything that provides us a lateral entry or privilege exploration. Okay, so these techniques include lateral movement and credential harvesting. Now, persistence mechanism enables long-term control over compromised system. Okay, now let's see the defense strategy against advanced attack. What will be our defense strategy? So we are introducing multi-layered security measures and continuous monitoring. We are conducting regular threat hunting and vulnerability assessment, and we are educating our employees on recognition and responding to sophisticated attacks. Tarun, what is ad security protocols? I didn't got your question. Like what you wanna ask? Yeah, Tarun Chaudhary.
Yes, sir. Sir, वो मैंने सिक्योरिटी प्रोटोकॉल डिफेंस अटैक
Yeah. Okay. So
सिक्योर
okay, got your point. Okay, guys. So uh, before this slide, let's see this. Why these are called as core? Okay, because these things can be reusable in most attack chain and found it in both red team simulation and real world APT, and often form the foundation of more complex attack. So all these techniques, from your social engineering to APT, this basically create a foundation for more complex attack. It means in these, the key point you need to remember in advanced attack technique or advanced hacking technique, we are not relying on a single situation or a single objective. We are just creating a foundation. Okay. Now defense strategy, so multi-layered security and all. Okay. Hmm. So let's see what is Mitre and attack framework. Mitre, it is like MITRE. It's a corporation. This corporation is a non-profit organization in the US. It works with government, industry, and academia to solve critical cybersecurity and national security challenges. One of its best-known contributions to cybersecurity is Mitre attack framework. Okay, so this is basic. This is a basic intro of Mitre. Then attack framework stands for adversarial technique, tactics, technique, and common knowledge. Okay, so it's a knowledge base that describes how real world attacker behave, helps defender understand, detect, and respond to attack, and it is based on a real attack data collected from. Okay, actually, I where can I get this? Okay, for PPT sharing, actually, I don't have access. Okay, let me talk to the team. Also, I think you are getting the YouTube video, right? Hello? Yeah. So you can take reference from YouTube video. Okay. So now let's understand the countermeasures. So first thing we need to go for the DID, defense in depth. Okay. So the basic principle that layered security approach, it includes physical, technical, and administrative control. Now, what is physical control, technical control, and administrative control? Let's understand. The physical control basically means all the physical entry and exit point of a specific for a information. Okay. For example, uh, your servers or your server room. So there must be a physical control. Maybe you have a robust security system, but someone just came and shut down everything or directly created a channel. Okay, so you need a physical control there. Then the technical control. You need here we are implementing all the security approach and administrative control. Here we are giving access. Okay, so that is something decided by business, that whom to trust, whom to not. Okay, uh, uh, and what will be our dependencies and who will be our vendors. So that is administrative control. For DID, we need to include all these. So, in example, you can say that firewall, that is that is related to physical, then antivirus, technical, user training and access control, administrative. Okay. Then endpoint detection and response, basically EDR. It monitor endpoints for suspicious activity, real-time visibility. Okay, endpoint. Like whenever we have any kind of attack, so the first line of defense is our endpoint device. Okay, so if we will implement a good EDR system, so it is going to monitor all the endpoint devices for suspicious activity. For example, in internal network, usually we are not implementing that security control. We are just securing the endpoint. Now, by any chance, if we have some kind of malware in endpoint devices, so that malware can easily travel into internal network. So, finding that malware on the first line of defense, we are implementing that. Then we have real-time visibility. By the help of EDR, we can see what's happening. Then threat detection, or you can say that early threat detection and response. So for this, we have popular tools like CrowdStrike, then Sentinel-1, and Microsoft Defender. Then we have IDS and IPS. Okay, so all of you know what is IDS, IPS, and we are working. Then we have C. You can say that it is a centralized system. Okay, it will collect the logs, do the analysis, detect the threat, and show it on a dashboard. It stands for Security Information and Event Management. So we are using different technologies like Splunk, ELK Stack, IBM, QRadar, also Wazoo. These technology we are using. Then network segmentation and access control. Basically, we are using the concept of subnet here. We are dividing the network into a physical network into some logical network, so that if if an infection is there in our system, so we will isolate that specific portion. So it will help to stop. Also, we can continue our services. Then patch management and system hardening. Okay, so for prevention, we need to, for a regular update and fix all the vulnerabilities timely. We need to disable all the unused service and go for the secure configuration. And we have some security baseline like CSI and STIG. We need to implement that in our system, in our organization. And last and the most important, user awareness and training. That human factor is often the weakest link. So regular training on phishing, password hygiene, and safe browsing. These things we need to implement in our organization, as well as we need to simulate the phishing campaign for testing. So this is all about the difference of advanced hacking technique or advanced attack technique and all about the advanced attack technique. So any doubt or any question? As we have time, so if you guys having any kind of doubt or any discussion, we can do. Yes, anyone? Okay. Okay, others, and I will explain the rootkit and to see case. Okay, I will talk to him and I will see how I can share this content to you. Okay. So it will be better to include the PPT link in the description of V220. Actually, look, I'm not directly connected with the organization as I am. You can say that I'm like a guest here also. I'm here to train you guys. Okay. So we are getting some issue that I have my own works to do, my own. But also I will see what I can do for you. Okay. Okay. So basically, rootkit is it also a type of malware only, and it also allows the attacker to take control over the system. But it has some characteristic like for simple log analysis, it cannot be found. Okay. For finding rootkit, we need to go for the registry file. And we have different rootkits. Okay. The first thing, it can directly install on OS. Not it is not relying on any specific program of application. So we have rootkit like firmware rootkit. So a firmware rootkit like you can say that it is a kind of hardware rootkit, and it typically aims to infect a computer hard drives. Then we have bootloader rootkit. Okay. Then we have memory rootkit, application rootkit, and we have few like yes, we have some kernel rootkit also. Okay, so it is like a and any device on payload, we use firewall and block. So then your question is on your payload. use parole and block code. Date attacker or Session-10 have those information after code floppy. No, first thing, like whenever someone is listening on any specific port, so you have two options. The first thing, you have blocking the listening, you can say that listening field or the channel from where he's listening. The second thing, you can disable the port. In both conditions, attacker has some specific information of device that is in communication, so that will he will get that. But the rest information, or you can say that if he is going for a continuous transaction, okay, uh, for example, if we are doing it, suppose this is port 80. On port 80 we have basically HTTP, so he will listen the communication there, okay, the web server communication. So in this scenario, he will be when you will disable the port, he will stop off that specific point, but the rest data, but the data he have, he can see that. But if we are using some kind of resource sharing service where we are sharing the checkpoints, okay, so the data will be stopped of every checkpoint. Suppose from 1 to 10 is your string, and you have a checkpoint on 10. So on if you have stopped on fifth position, so he is not being able to use the first fifth portion. Okay, because he don't have the access of that checkpoint. So there are some complexity in. We have some resources which can be accessible if we have a partial portion of that, and some resources which cannot be accessible until unless we have a complete portion of that. Okay. Okay, guys. So I will see whatever queries you guys have related to your review and also the PPTs and history material sharing. I will try to solve that. Okay, so I am binding up the session here. So bye, good night, stay safe.